are those of the sponsors and don't necessarily reflect those of this station or iHeartMedia.
The home of the Rainbow Bagel, My Delicious Deli brings you home cooking with a Remember When deli dining experience. Located in central Boca Raton, My Delicious Deli prepares all of their food with the freshest of ingredients, cooked to order. From a light nosh and soups to omelets and full entrees. Choose from low-fat and gluten-free, or indulge in one of My Delicious Deli's signature deli sandwiches. Bring your family and friends to dine in and take out. Open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner to go, or for all of your catering needs. Visit them at mydeliciousdeli.com or call them at 561-393-3287. There's something for everyone at My Delicious Deli, 7036 West Palmetto Road in Boca Raton, 561-393-3287.
We are on 12:30 a.m. WBZT. How are you doing today?
I can't believe that just happened.
And a commercial came on just as I was playing the music.
It's unbelievable. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe, where everything that will go wrong is going wrong.
It's true.
You know what?
Without that music bed, I cannot break into. Without the music bed, I can't break into our show. So now when you see this, you're going to see nothing. You're going to hear nothing. It's going to be nothing.
Just hang in there, folks. Come on.
Just hang in.
Hang in there.
It's all good.
It's the beauty of live everything.
Later.
We are on live everything. We are on iHeartRadio.
And our guest is not here because apparently Freddie doesn't understand English. I don't know how to speak English. My Puerto Rican accent must have knock her off the air. And she
See what happens when you book and you don't leave it to me?
She thought it was a phone interview. No. Leave it to you. Many interviews have I conducted in my life. That isn't the issue.
Many.
What happened?
It is comprehension. Well, apparently I told her it was going to be a video, a phone call.
Oh.
Which I doubt.
Okay.
I highly doubt that you said that because those aren't the words that you would ever use.
I am a video company. I am a video production company. Why in the world would I do a phone interview?
But here's the Wonderful Wednesday moment.
That's it, Wonderful Wednesday.
How about, Freddie, for you?
Uh-oh, here it comes, Get ready.
You ready?
I'm nauseous.
Wish wisely, my friend. Yoda.
What?
What wish can we grant for you today in Wish Studios of the Brooklyn Cafe?
Honestly?
Be kind.
Oh, well, you just say that part. Because I will tell you the truth. I wish that people will wake up. Just wake up. I have never met so much incompetence in my life.
Uh-oh.
So you want me to get ugly?
I don't want you to get ugly. Here's the thing.
Yeah, don't get ugly.
You know what happens? Do you remember when I started on this show?
A year ago.
And someone said to me, it doesn't matter what they say about you as long as they say something.
True.
Well, the bigger our show gets, the more it gets noticed, the more people try to hit our speed bumps and create speed bumps, which is what has happened on the technical end. It has nothing to do with us. It has to do with the visibility of us and people going, it's that big brother watching, throwing some speed bumps and potholes in our way.
Yeah,
it's okay. We can overcome it all.
True, because if you guys were just a regular radio show, we'd be on the air, no problem, talking, yapping.
If we were not growing as large and as quickly as we are, those people over in the other part of the world wouldn't be messing with us.
I'm going to tell you, I have never met such incompetence.
We're back to that. I'm trying to fluff it up for you.
No, don't fluff nothing up. Listen, you ain't got a right to do what you're doing, and you're taking advantage of a loophole in the system, which is not right. Because when you buy a car, you have paperwork that you own that car. People don't let you drive the car because there's a loophole that says you can't drive a blue car. That's just un-American.
You know what? Well, they're not American, so.
Well, no,
it's a
what am I?
non-American issue. Not you. The issue.
Did you say I'm not American?
No, I said they are not American. The issue we are dealing with is a non-American issue. Because we are worldwide, because we are on the internet, it is a non-U.S. issue we are dealing with.
That's
Dun,
right.
dun,
So I have to apologize publicly because our show yesterday that was blowing up the circuit.
I know.
So those numbers cannot be shown, has been pulled by Facebook. Because some companies say they own the rights to something they don't. And I have the license to purchase. But because Facebook is Facebook, and they don't want to get involved now, they don't want to be in the middle of a dispute, so they took the video down. So what we're going to do is we are going to blow it up on YouTube,
Okay.
who doesn't have those problems. 'Cause you can't do that there.
There you go.
So that show will be cleaned up,
And put
and,
on YouTube.
we're going to put it on YouTube. And all week, I'm going to highlight that show on YouTube.
And how about our shows from the rest of the week and going forward?
Well,
Where
going
can we
forward.
find us on YouTube?
Well, if you are listening to us on the radio, you didn't hear any changes. But if you go to the video, where can we be seen?
Are we being seen? Blah 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 blah.
What's wrong with your mouth?
Are we being seen?
We are being seen.
We are being seen on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe. You can find us on Periscope at AM2 TV Productions, and you can find us on YouTube at the Brooklyn Cafe. AM2 TV, I think, is the easiest thing to put in until they give me a direct link. I put it all in my browser, and then they pop up, and it is very well organized. Yesterday's show had
Amazing show.
phenomenal numbers,
Amazing show.
and I don't know if you can see this. Can you see it? It's going to be upside down when I show my arm.
I can't see nothing.
got some
I just see an elbow.
I got a unicorn.
I can't see it. You gotta go like
Carol
this,
can
Dawn.
see it. That?
Like that. Yeah, you can't. Can you see my elbow?
If I turned it around.
No,
that.
honey, you gotta go this way.
It's really cute. I didn't
It's a
see it.
unicorn.
Now I'm gonna tell you something real stupid because I know that Linda Harmon is listening. She asked me what was the show like. I said it was okay. I couldn't remember the name of that stuff. Is it
Henna.
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 I didn't want to sound stupid, so I said it was okay. What happened?
It was a great show. The numbers were ferocious. Andrea was so kind and gracious and phenomenally talented. She actually texted me she's going to be on remote with us on the 13th and the 21st.
Yes.
Wow.
We just need to send her the times and what we'd like her to do.
I don't even know where I'm gonna be, but yes.
And the amazing thing is she's just so young, and she brought her whole family with her. What support? You know, you talk all the time about the Latino community. Oh my goodness, they were here in full support yesterday.
Yep.
Did you see the mother hiding?
Yeah.
By the end of the show, she wanted to be on camera.
I know.
Unbelievable.
Is that what always happens?
That's what happens. All right.
And T-Rex, Deborah Tendrich.
And now I told Linda about T-Rex, and she knew who T-Rex was. How do you like them apples? How do you like that?
Small.
Oh, yeah, Deborah Tendrich. Oh, now you know.
She knows. She gets herself around Deborah. She's having an event tonight in the mall. Vines and Vineyards, I believe, is something like that. I don't know where that store is.
I don't even know.
Vineyard
Why
and
didn't you
Vine?
ask her when she was here?
She told me it's in the mall.
Oh, okay. So just pick them all and meet Deborah there.
At Boca Town
The
Center.
Boca Town Center, Vineyard and Vine. I believe it's a clothing store. I've never seen it.
I haven't either. I'm trying to think of it.
And she says, go do your
idea.
Father's Day shopping there. And I looked at the clothes and I'm thinking, my father and father-in-law will not fit in those clothes, but maybe they have a little trinket or something we can do.
What do you mean they won't fit in
Where's
the
it near? Is it near Saks or Nordstrom?
I don't know. She
Both
did
of
not say.
It's a mall. Pick them all. She didn't tell us which mall.
In the Boca Town Center Mall.
So anyway, being that we are in the midst of crisis with Facebook and everything else, I'm going to let the public know.
We are in a dispute with this other company.
That's right. So today's theme is going to be, who do you think is right?
Today's theme is Have a Wonderful Wednesday.
It
and live
is.
wisely.
It is. But we are
And just so you know, everything has a solution. I already spoke to Skip. We've already been in contact with the production
Yes, that's
crew at
all gonna be
iHeart,
taken
and it
care
will
of by
all
next
be taken
week.
care of very quickly.
by next week.
It's only Wednesday. I bet you it's taken care of by the end of this week.
Bet you anything, yes.
Have faith. What do we
You
talk
see-
about all the time?
Okay, hold on.
Have faith.
Yo, Unicorn. Hold on a second.
Yo.
The other thing is,
Would you like some glitter?
That's like from Breaking
Would you like
Bad.
some
Yo,
glitter with my wish
listen,
wand?
the cleaning people said that your duck on the floor jammed up the machine. Stop throwing it around. Yes or no? Stop throwing it around.
He's a
That duck
liar.
over there has a Band-Aid.
I know
No.
he's
A
making
bandage.
that up because all my ducks get put away when I leave.
They're
They
making
told
it
me
up?
yesterday my ducks are in a row.
Holly, am I making it up?
You are adding to it. Okay. I found the littlest duck, the tiny yellow one,
Yes.
under your seat. Because I always go in after you guys leave.
Ah.
I always go in and I make sure everything is clean and
Got jammed up in the vacuum. Tell
it
the
did
truth.
not. So I picked him up and I put it in the little bag. That's
Thank
all.
you very much.
And then he said, I'm going to tell her that the cleaning crew. I'm like, the cleaning crew is a lady and her husband. Are you kidding?
At
No
least
way.
they clean.
Yes, it's true.
And we are here on iHeart, and we are live streaming on Facebook, and we are moving forward.
Yes,
How's
we
that?
are.
How is that for a wonderful Wednesday? Give us a call at 800-889-0267. Let's spread some goodness over to Freddie.
No.
Freddie.
Let's talk about Grind My Wheels. What is
We
it? Grind My
have,
Gears.
I just want you to know, though, we have 2 new sponsors joining us today.
My wheels.
I can't grind my gears?
Not on a Wishful
Ain't
Wednesday,
that kind of show.
Why not?
because that is not what we do on this show.
That was the last show. That was the last
We have
platform.
2 new sponsors joining our show today. We have J&D Cakes, and we have Evolving Bodies, BODYZ. So
That's
they're-
Jill.
That is Lily Jaffe, otherwise known by Freddie as Jill. 2 new sponsors, so welcome aboard. Thank you for joining the Brooklyn Cafe. And we'll be playing their spots. We have Lily coming on next week to join us on set with Heather.
Now, Lily Jaffe has a protein mix that I tried.
From Evolving Bodies.
Yes, Giovanni had taken the bottle because you gave it to him.
Yes.
Yeah, you give away everything.
It's
So
called
I
Extension.
extension my foot.
Called
I wanted-
Extension and Kindness.
Yeah, but I wanted the part. He doesn't like it because it's vanilla. He likes chocolate.
Oh, I know Vineyard Vines. I'm sorry. It's the one with the whale. I know that store. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, that was 15 minutes ago.
Yes, it was. Sorry.
Okay, so I said to Jill, well, then bring it out. So I tried it. It's delicious.
I know it's delicious. We had it here between hour 1 and 2 when we first got it from her.
And I am super, super active because it has 25 grams of protein,
And how many sugar?
2 sugars.
And carbs?
2 sugars.
It has 5 carbs, which is nothing.
Nothing.
My sugar this morning was 121, was 111 last night.
Wow.
Nice.
Lost
Very
another
nice.
pound.
Nice.
But I'm anxious because Facebook has a
Uh-oh.
loophole.
Everything has a loophole. We just need to.
If you are listening
We
to
just
my...
need to patch the hole.
Hold on a second, Patchy. If you are listening to my voice, I want you to call 1-800
Oh boy.
889-0267 and tell me what grinds your gears. Because this is really grinding my gears. I'm really upset about this.
I see that.
Yeah, we see this.
I'm so upset that I smacked my keyboard today.
That's
I
why it's
punched it,
broken.
and the stupid thing broke. Thank God that iHeart lent me a keyboard.
Wah, wah.
And what's the underlying theme to that to today?
1-800-889-0267.
has
Call
come to
and
the
tell me your
rescue,
gears.
Is what it is.
Grind your
iHeart
gears.
has lent us a keyboard. iHeart is going to reproduce our intro, our bumper, our end of our show. Poor Skip, he kept looking. He goes, "Oh wait, one more. There's the intro. There's the bumper. There's the rejoiner. There's the end of hour 1. There's the beginning of hour 2."
He has to do all of those.
He's got to do all of them,
Zoinks.
but he's going to do them, and that is the beauty of working at iHeart.
That is the beauty of
We
working
have
at
a
iHeart.
village to support us. So put all your grievances and your gripes away. It's a Wishful Wednesday.
True.
And by the end of today, we may get a smile out of your face.
You ain't getting no smile. I want to grind my gears.
Wait
grateful.
till you hear our new ad from Evolving Bodies. It's a
Wait till you see the
surprise.
video for Evolving
Isn't it
Body. Have you
amazing?
seen this thing?
Of course.
You're lucky we have in-house production, and he's here, and he's awesome. So
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you, if that wasn't, I'll go to Jordan myself. I would take a plane.
okay,
I'd take a Trump plane.
all right,
You know what that's about.
sure. I don't
Yes,
know
the
what he's
video from
going on.
Evolving Bodies Lily just launched last week. She sent me the video so we can run it simultaneously with her audio spot. Skip did a great job on that. And J&D Cakes, they're starting summer camp. Do you know that the last day of school for Palm Beach County was Monday?
Do you know?
The kids are out for summer.
Do you know
That's it.
that I
Done.
went to J&D Cakes to sign up for summer camp, and they told me I couldn't because I was too old. I'm very upset with them.
Wah,
You want
wah.
to teach it?
I don't want to teach it. I want to go to camp. I want to know how to cook some cakeys.
We should get over there and decorate a cake.
All right, they're going to be taking a commercial break, but this is going to be an adventure. So how do you watch us?
You can find us on Facebook. I hope, fingers crossed, on a Wishful Wednesday at the Brooklyn Cafe and on Periscope at AMP2 TV. You can also find us on YouTube. We're going to be doing a big promotion on YouTube, the Brooklyn Cafe, AM2 TV. You can find us there. Give us a call at 800-889-0267. Freddie's going to wish wisely. By the end of the show, all his wishes will come true.
And don't laugh when you go to Facebook, because what's about to be seen is going to be hilarious. Hilarious, I tell you.
So we're going to break?
I need to turn it on. Are we ready to go to break?
We're going to go to break.
All right.
I hope so. All
And
right,
we'll be right back.
Hold on. Okay.
Okay, I got it.
Kathy will help guide you out of your stuckness and help create your new reality through the choices you make. To learn more, visit Kathy at KathyMela.com. That's KathyMela.com. Call 954-947-7529 or on Facebook at Kathy Mela, the Mindset Navigator. Health and Vitamin Concepts can help balance you through an innovative, non-invasive biomeridian assessment that measures the energetic properties of your body and naturally corrects the imbalances. Offering a complete thyroid, hormone, and nutritional profile, Health and Vitamin Concepts identifies the specific vitamins and herbs in the exact amount your body needs. Call for more information, 561-392-8448, or visit online at healthandvitaminconcepts.com. If you're ready to have more energy, better health, and a greater sense of well-being, make an appointment today at Health and Vitamin Concepts in Boca Raton at 7152 Barracassa Way. Call 561-392-8448. That's 561-392-8448.
Wishful Wednesday. Freddie, have you made a wish?
I messed up.
I guess that would be a no. We are live streaming on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe. You can find us on Periscope at AMP2 TV Productions and on YouTube at AMP2 TV, the Brooklyn Cafe, where everything is neatly organized into a playlist. Thank you to our executive producer. We are also on iHeartRadio, 1230 AM WBZT. It is an extended lunch. Our first guest thought there was a little communication error. So it is me and Freddie, and of course the beautiful Connecticut in the sound booth.
Thank you. Blame it on the rain, Freddie. Just blame everything
Isn't
on
that
the
a
rain.
song?
Yes.
You know how stupid I am?
No, you're not stupid.
I put the new music in there to do away with the mess.
Yeah.
I forgot to put the music on, so you didn't hear the commercial, so I'm going to have to do it again. What does EB stand for?
Evolving Bodies.
Yeah.
You couldn't write Evolving Bodies? I mean, it looks like BB.
Come on.
EB, Evolving Bodies. I will
Follow
rewrite it
Bouncing
for
Ball.
you.
Thank you.
Follow
I think I
Bouncing
need
Ball.
to get a white-off board, because the way our sponsorship grows, I'm always writing a new piece of paper. So to save a tree, I think I'm going to get a whiteboard, and then I'll just keep it and give it to you every day.
That's it.
We'll have the Monday, Friday whiteboard, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday whiteboard. We'll have the on-location whiteboard. This Friday, we are on location with Bobby Jackson, again with the Custom Fitness Institute.
Wow.
At Physical Therapy of Florida with the cryo tank. He has 5 guests coming. I think one of them is CBD oil, and the cryo tank, physical therapy, and I don't know who the other guests are. We will find out on Friday.
What is CB what?
CBD.
What is that?
It's cannabis oil.
All right.
Oil.
It is cannabis oil. It comes in drops. It comes in creams.
I have
It's-
somebody gave me a thing with a dropper on it.
It is medicinal. It is not.
It's
There's
what?
nothing in the cannabis that
It's who?
has medicinal.
What's medicinal?
It's for medical use.
It's not going to make you trip.
Exactly.
Do you drink that?
No.
No. It, the oil, you might put the oil on your tongue. I'm not sure.
Sure.
But Bobby has a company that we're going to be meeting with.
But you don't chug it. No.
You don't chug it?
No.
When I haven't been feeling well.
Last week Becky and Boca did a phenomenal show. She had
Phenomenal.
a cancer survivor on her show. This woman
18 tumors.
This woman was riddled with tumors from her
Really?
lung, and then she had metastases to her brain. They did a craniotomy, and it was all about the benefits of juicing 18 months ago. You should see her. They can't tell us she's in remission, but essentially she is everywhere she should be
Wow.
with regards to being cancer-free.
What does
she-
that mean? They can't tell her she's in remission?
Probably because her body was so riddled. Her lung, she said, it was just like dust. You couldn't even count the tumors. It was just like dust of all cancer cells had spread.
Oh, my gosh.
She used CBD oil, she was on medication, she had a craniotomy, and extensive juicing. And oh my
Craniotomy?
goodness, what an unbelievable story she
Cranium
has.
what?
Craniotomy.
Really?
That's crazy.
They went and they removed one of the larger tumors from her brain. But she is a walking, talking success
miracle.
story of everything.
She's a miracle friend.
And of course, a lot of prayer.
Sure.
But what a great show that was. So that, between that and all of these other things coming forward on CBD oil, I thought, wow, what a great segment that would be to share that information.
Unbelievable.
So no, you cannot get high on the CBD oil.
You can't get high? So what the hell you sell it
You
for?
cannot.
It's pain relief. It's
Medicinal.
medicinal.
Oh, that's the stuff that the NFL is banning because the football players are growing it in Denver because it's legal,
Well, that's different. That's
right?
marijuana. That's
Yeah,
illegal.
but how do you
here.
how do you get the oil? You got to get it out of the plant.
But they take out, what is it, the THC? They
Yeah,
take
the
out
fun stuff.
They take out that stuff which will make you high, and they just keep the medicinal values. And there are tremendous medicinal values. I know.
Do
it's
you have you ever
controversial.
used it?
I have not.
So how do you know?
I read a lot.
Based on studies.
Based on studies, scientific, quantitative, and qualitative facts.
Quantitative.
You
yes.
sound like that.
Quantitative.
You sound like that guy with the glasses on, Egbert and Egbert. So you
Siskel
know
and Ebert.
whatever. So you
Those
know.
are movie critics.
So you know this stuff works because you read about
I don't know if it works. There are a lot of studies that say it does work.
it. It reminds me of people say, "Well, it's on Facebook. So what? It's on the internet.
There are
so
studies
what?"
that it works. You know what? If people heal. I got a call yesterday from a woman I haven't spoken to in years, and she's doing a health online seminar symposium with 21 days, 21 speakers about integrative health. And she asked if I would speak and share the message of what we do, what I do. But oh my gosh, what an honor that is. The company
Yeah.
that I will be with, the company I will be keeping with, I should say, not the company, is tremendous. Doctors from all around the world, all around the country, talking about integrative health. And she is an oncology integrative health nurse
Wow.
in Wisconsin. And it's all about the team. We sit here all the time and we network everyone, just like you, Freddie, with Leslie Harrington and Felice and Daphne from the Vitamins and Evolving Bodies, as well as your medical community that help take care of you. So all of these pieces together is what she does in oncology. And the results are incredible. She walks out and her team walks in of integrative health. And it's just about, it was interesting. She said, you cannot become your disease. You cannot let your disease define you.
True.
You need to be you. That might be a component of you, but you need to separate the two, which I thought was really interesting. Because once you let that disease state take over, it has taken over you,
That's a good point.
which I thought was a great point.
And
So
where is the?
it's going to be an online seminar,
Okay.
and once she gets her ducks in a row,
Yeah.
I'm going to do our new platform and have her join us on set in July or August. This will launch in September.
Wow.
I
It's
heard
right
that
around the
you're
corner.
speaking at the event, no?
It's an internet event, so essentially yes.
She just said that, really.
Essentially yes, but I don't have to go anywhere.
Yes.
Essentially, yes, and
So-
you don't have to go anywhere.
I don't have to go anywhere. So I am going to ask, maybe Giovanni wants to help get involved with this project and that she's doing. She's undertaking it on her own. She said her guides and her angels have come to her and cleared the space and said you need to get this forward.
I got a little something in the mail from Giovanni, by the way.
What you got?
Yes, me too.
Save the date.
I saved the date from Sabrina and Gio.
Yes.
I got that too, but I didn't open it.
You want to know when it is?
Nope.
It's on a Sunday, so.
It is on a Sunday.
Is it? I can't.
Yes.
I have to work on something.
You got church.
A weekend away.
Do you know that Giovanni is actually doing a production for Mick Bazzuli, who happens to be a big fan of yours, though?
Really?
Yeah.
Hi, Mick. Look
Mick
forward to meeting you.
Bazuli.
I don't know Mick Bazzuli.
It sounds like you could owe him money and he's going to
But I just want you to know, Freddie, that our message spreads, that she reached out to me about a message of hope. She said it's all about choosing love and spreading hope. And the way I do it is different than the way everybody else does it. And it's just being integrative. And you know what? I said if you throw enough spaghetti against the fan, something sticks.
True.
Not everyone resonates with everything. But if one person resonates with one, look how many people we've reached.
Absolutely.
How many people you want to reach?
As many as possible to spread hope. To spread hope and love. The more, the merrier. The more people we get on board about a mission of hope and happiness, the better off our world will be.
Really?
Really? Are you questioning that?
I'm not.
Hey, Freddie.
No, don't throw that at me. You're gonna break the vacuum cleaner. No, I am pondering my board here,
Yeah, we see this. It's
and I
obvious.
have.
It's nice though because it's nice. You know, it's like when you're married for 30 years.
No.
You can talk to yourself.
I've never been married
you
for
can
30
answer
years.
yourself. You can have an entire conversation with yourself. I am now having an entire conversation.
That's
asked
what
and
happens when you
answered
get married for 30
with
years?
60,000 people today. Yes.
Really?
But thank you for sharing in the moment.
Have you been married 30 years?
I've never been married.
Okay, I've been married twice. I never made it to 30 years. So I guess if that's what happens, that's why I'm not married anymore.
It gets
'cause-
very quiet. Otherwise, you just ask and answer yourself. And then if you don't like the answer you give yourself, if there's a blank stare from across the room, you throw in the or. Or we can do it this way.
Aha.
All right, listen. Being that the guest that we were supposed to, she's texting me that she never got instructions. Again, I apologize. It's probably my fault. I thought that when I said I'll see you on the set, that she knew what I meant. But anyway, now that she's not here, why don't we talk a little bit about online dating, which is what we were going to talk about, no?
You need to say, I see you at the station, not the set.
See you at the station. She is a matchmaker.
Yes. And the reason I wanted to bring her on was because I was going to call Alan Knight, who is from the,
Relationship Radio Network.
I can never
Again,
remember that.
asked and answered. Thank you very much.
And every time Alan shows up at the studio, like he did on Monday, and T-Rex, oh, I want to be on the show. I want to be on the show. Everybody wants to be on the show because everybody wants to find that
Everyone
beautiful
wants
date,
to find
that
love.
Love.
See? Again, back to love. We're going to get to there
You
by
seen
the 1 o'clock
have you
hour.
seen have you seen Wonder Woman? What is it? Wonder
Wonder
Woman.
Woman. I have
Wonder
not.
Woman.
The whole movie's about that theme.
Love.
Yeah. So
That's
where the world
awesome.
works.
So Tees for Humanity, they're coming out with a new line of shirts with a cape attached.
Well, that's
Oh,
interesting.
that's cute.
Isn't that awesome?
I want one of those.
Everyone wants one, so
I
there's
want
going to
one
be a
too.
cape attached.
I like that.
So we should wear tees with capes. We're gonna wear
Tees for
uniforms
Humanity
now.
with a cape.
So
I just
anyway,
need wings.
so let me ask. I guess the only one who's single in here is Connecticut.
Yeah, rub it in. Go ahead.
So do you do online dating?
No, never. I never will. Thank you.
Have you ever tried?
No, I don't want to.
I did it a lot for like 3 years.
I know you did, and you told
And
me
I was
about.
gonna write a little book about it.
I know.
It is the wackiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
You told me about a few of the weirdest.
Don't do it.
Yeah, you told me.
But she's a matchmaker, right?
She's a matchmaker, so,
So
it's
she's
different.
sort of it's like this show on television where
Yes.
she sizes you up and tells you, and then prays that it works.
Praise that it works.
Well, no, I think depending on the package you buy, The
Oh, you have to
outreach.
buy a package?
You buy a package. So it's
How
what-
expensive is love today?
it can be quite expensive. It depends what you're looking for.
Really?
looking for-
Gazillionaire. I'm
If
kidding.
you're looking for that, exactly, a higher echelon partner, I think it probably costs a little bit more.
A
than
higher
somebody else.
echelon partner? What the hell is
Well,
that?
Carol calls him a zillionaire. You could call him a zillionaire too.
Whoa. So let me get this right. Let me understand.
Well, you know what we should do is have April give us a call. Why don't we text April and have her call in, and we can talk to her on air for our last set.
There you go.
800-8... I can do that. Again, 800-889-0267. It
Okay.
is a new generation of dating, but I can't even say it's my kids' generation, our kids' generation that are doing online dating. It's multi-generational.
True.
There's all of these different sites for all different generations,
Yep.
and people meet love. They find
whoa,
love.
whoa, wait a minute, because I'm questioning that word because there's a site that I know where cougars go.
Well, there's sites for everything.
Yeah.
So there's older women looking for men, and then there are
Looking for younger men, older women looking for younger men.
yes,
Yeah.
and then they have the younger men,
Older men.
older men looking for older women.
That's called a silver fox, we were told. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have, I mean, there's all sorts of sites. You can get confused.
There's
Cougars.
all kinds of sites. There's those you pay and those that are free.
Don't go to the free ones. Tell you that right now.
That's
Plenty
what
of toot toot. Don't go there.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
It's horrible.
That is what I've heard.
Yeah.
It is where all the crazies
It's
get
true.
together. And then they have crazy parties. You ever been to a crazy party?
No.
You ever seen a crazy party?
No.
Do you know what, though, is so intriguing to me about all these different sites and different people?
Why?
Is there is a top for every kettle, a pot for every kettle, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
There is someone for everyone, and some of those crazies, as you
But
call
that's
them,
why there's so many single people.
they love that site. They love those people. It works for
Sometimes
them.
you do it because you think, because you got nothing to do.
But it
Got
works.
nothing to do.
You know what? It's the journey.
If a
It's
guy,
not always the destination.
It's the journey?
It's the journey, the spaghetti in your head.
if a different guy asks you out to dinner, Connecticut, for 7 days in a row,
Yeah.
picking up the tab, would you do it?
No. Sorry.
I guess there's not one for everybody. This kettle ain't got no top.
Of course it does. She's choosier.
I am. More than ever.
But you wouldn't want to meet somebody as a friend, dinner, 7
Every
days?
night
What's the
of the
problem?
week just because he's picking up the tab? No. It has to be about
Hold
conversation.
on, would you pick up the
Well,
tab?
well, that's a
I
whole
have.
nother conversation. Do you expect?
How do you find love if you don't give it a chance?
Do you expect the man to pick up the tab?
No. Things have changed. I expect the woman to pick up the tab.
Or at least to reach for her wallet.
Not reachable. I would say, here, pay it.
And let me tell you, a year ago, that's what I was doing all the time. So
Yeah,
nothing-
And do you
I'm
know
not into
Dawn
that
is not
thing.
from that school? Say
I
it.
am
Go
not
ahead.
from that
She's
school.
not.
I'm into the school of opening my door, offering to
Yeah,
pay.
yeah.
I will offer as well, but offer
Yes, offer.
and make the extension.
How does Chuck? How does
school.
Chuck feel about that? Well, does he? Because when you guys go out, if
Well,
you
it's
do
all
you
one
slip
pool
him?
of money now.
Do you ever slip him like a credit card or something so it looks like he's paying and then it has your name on it? This is what Linda does to me. I said, honey, but you can pay it. I'm not embarrassed.
No, all of our
the man
credit
should
cards
pay.
are the same, so
Well, that's what happens when you're married
it
for
makes
30
no
years.
difference. Exactly. It might have my name on it, but the bill still comes to the house.
But the
So it
bottom
really doesn't
line
make
is
a
I
difference.
kind of like it when a woman pays. Got it like that is the way I'm thinking. Everybody's saying, oh, you got it like
You
that.
know, what I like is if he picks up dinner and we go out, like say we go get ice cream or something. Hey, I got this one. Don't you worry, I got this.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's kind of nice.
When the guy says that?
When I say, wait, if he picks
when
up
you say
dinner
it.
and I'm like, I got the ice cream, or I got the beers, or we go into a show, I'll get this round,
You say that?
Yeah, that's who I am.
If I'm going someplace with you got this round?
Sure.
Yeah, it's the extension. It's the offer of kindness.
Yeah, let the woman pay for a change, man.
Because I go to-
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But Freddie, I go to a lot of concerts, and so with the
You
ex-boyfriends,
drink a lot of beer.
yeah, and I would say, what do you want to drink? I'll get this round. You get the next, and he was like, all right, cool. So that's how we did it, and it worked, and it was nice.
I'm only kidding. You know
That's
I'm
how
not.
she
You know
rolls.
I'm not like that. I would never do that. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
No,
Why he sees me biting my tongue over here, not saying what I really want to say.
she's upset. She's old school. But I'm old school. I believe that a guy should take care of his business.
why not?
Yeah, but
But
if
let
the
me tell
woman
you,
wants to pick it up, let
A
it
year
be.
ago, because he didn't have the way to pay,
Little
it gets old. It gets old after a while. It's like I'm picking up every single tab, and it's not cheap. And it's not like we went to fast food. We went to nice places. So okay, after a while.
So then you are a commodity.
But that's when you're in a relationship. But I also think when you're starting to date, it doesn't mean you need to go out for a gourmet meal on every first date.
Sure.
I think if you go out for a drink and it's reasonable, or you go out for ice cream, or you go out and you walk around at the park.
Okay, we're gonna take a break.
I think that's fair as well.
But I got a question for you.
Are you ready?
But
to
I don't
take
want you to answer it now. I want you to answer it after the break.
Okay.
If you meet a guy for the first time, now you're married 30, so you sort of make believe.
Okay.
If you meet a guy for the first time and he says, okay, I want to make you dinner for the first date, number one, is that okay?
Yes.
Number two, if he whips out a bag of McDonald's and puts it on the plate, are you going to think less of him? And I don't want you to answer that now. I want you to think about your answer
Can
before
I
you
ask
say
you a question?
Yeah.
Did I meet him online, or have I met him in person before?
Ah, it makes all the difference.
You've never met this person before. You met
Changes the
him.
answer then.
It does.
Oh, so if you know this guy, McDonald's is okay?
If that's all he can afford, and
I didn't say.
if
Okay.
it's an extension,
This
then
is
yes.
This is
If I haven't met him and
This
it's
is
a
the
blind
reason-
date online,
This is
then
the reason
no.
I wanted you to answer this afterwards, because I was going to explain to you, because I know you're going to come with 400 different angles. You never met him. You met him online. First deal, first time.
I'm going to hold that answer till we get back from break then.
All right, but wait a minute, because I'm not ready.
He sets up a question,
Yes.
and then he's not ready.
Okay, so we're going to play music first, yes?
Yes, I've got Carmen again.
All right.
No crazy. See, that song is so pertinent.
Give
Always.
us a call. Grind your gears.
Gears.
Grind your
Gears.
gears.
He's going on that Plenty of site. 800-889-0267, and we will be wistfully right back.
I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood. And we're gonna turn it up. Yeah. It's Friday night. And we're gonna turn it up. Yeah.
Meals direct to your home or office. You're never more than 2 minutes away from a nutritious meal made from the freshest quality ingredients and prepared by gourmet chefs. From paleo to vegan, breakfast to dessert, quinoas to quesadillas, Fit Food Fresh has you covered. You can mix and match meals from their entire menu to create your own custom plan based on your nutritional needs and preferences. Find them at fitfoodfresh.com. With no monthly commitment or setup fee, it's easy to try, risk-free. See why Fit Food Fresh is the highest rated meal plan in South Florida. Visit Fit Food Fresh at fitfoodfresh.com or give them a call at 866-600-4778. That's 866-600-4778. By Felice Wellness positively changes the health of women and men through nutrition, self-care, and shifts in beliefs. Felice Minkin is a certified integrative nutrition health and wellness coach. Integrative health coaching combines nutrition, physical activity, career, spirit, and relationships, which all lead to personal growth. Digging deep with clients to bring core issues and feelings to the surface while having an accountability partner is where real and lasting changes happen. Contact Felice at byfelice.com to eat healthier on a busy schedule, blast away sugar cravings, lose weight without trying, and feel stronger. For a complimentary wellness clarity session, sign up at byfelice.com. That's byfelice.com to become a better version of you. Are you fatigued, foggy-minded, bloated maybe, always hungry, trouble losing weight, or suffering from the effects of pre- or post-menopause? If so, the Evolving Bodies line of natural, garbage-free health products and delicious lactose-free protein is the line for you. Evolving Bodies gets the job done. They're a company with a conscience. Every time you purchase a product from Evolving Bodies, you're helping supply healthy meals to a family in need. For more info, call 561-948-1986 and visit www.evolvingbodies.com. Bodies is spelled B-O-D-Y-Z. For health and fitness tips, tricks, and recipes. It's so good, even Freddie likes it. Give him a call at 561-948-1986. Life doesn't have to be defined by abandonment or disease. Learn life skills to stop feeding those old wounds and imagine the possibility of being healthy and happy. Shari Coltoon is a master certified integrative life coach, Reiki master, and an intuitive, focusing on autoimmune disease and family estrangement. Shari facilitates a support group program for people who need healing from a family breakup. Contact Shari at 954-654-7187 to learn important life skills. For a 30-minute free session, call Shari Coltoon at 954-654-7187 or visit her website at sharicoltoon.com.
Welcome back to a wonderful Wishful Wednesday on the Brooklyn Cafe. Hopefully, Freddie is going to be smiling by the end of this set. You had
Why?
a question. You posed a question.
Yes.
So I want to put it out there for all of our listeners and viewers. Give us a call at 800-889-0267. Would you like to reiterate your question? Would you like to
meet
say it
a
again?
person. Now,
Okay.
it could be male or female for the first time, and you decide you're going to have dinner at his house. That's the agreed upon place. And then he brings out a bag of McDonald's, and he feeds you a bag of McDonald's. Or she does. It could be him or her. What do you think of the person instantly? What is your first thought?
It depends. One is, if they can well afford more than McDonald's, then I'd say, not so much. If that is all their price point allows, and is that their extension of kindness to offer you dinner of McDonald's, then yes, that would be fine.
Okay, so
Does that make sense?
you're going to determine all of that when you sit down and that bag is presented to you.
Well, you kind of know when you go to their home. When you meet them, you see the atmosphere, you see them. And I don't think any less of somebody because that's what they can afford if they're extending dinner to you. Now, if they're doing it because they love McDonald's and they know you don't like it and they can afford more, then I go, not my favorite thing. Could we have another choice?
Okay, so basically, if the guy's a cheapo, you don't want to be in that room.
I didn't say that.
But you're determining the relationship based on money.
No, I'm saying if that's all they can afford, then I say thank you very much.
It's the action.
It's exactly
So you think
it's
you're
the
worth
extension
more
of
than
kindness.
a McDonald's hamburger?
No, I don't particularly like it, but if that's all my date could afford and they were extending dinner to me out of the kindness of their heart, then I would say thank you.
Why you gotta get so deep? I'm just saying the guy's
Because
cooking
there's a
you
lot
meal.
of
Okay,
options.
all right,
Yes.
we got what
It
you're
isn't
at.
so
What
black-
would you do?
Well, it depends. I agree with Dawn.
See?
What would you do?
If I'm hungry, I'm going to eat it. But at the same time, it's like, thank you very much. But again, if I know he can afford more, come on. Don't be.
Well, anybody can afford more, but
You
there's
don't
a-
know
not
that.
everybody.
Not everybody.
Not everybody. Somebody I was seeing last year couldn't. So, yeah.
Okay, so then isn't the gift the extension, and it has nothing to do with what he can afford?
Isn't that what I just said?
But I don't predetermine whether she can afford it or not.
But if you
Yes,
I
the
don't
gift is
care.
the extension.
It doesn't matter if they can afford it or not.
I was with somebody for 10 years who didn't like anything opulent. He didn't like anything with or anyone with money. And yet he made decent money. He wasn't poor, but he wasn't up there. But yet he had a lot of anger and resentment towards people that made money. And therefore he didn't like to go to places. He couldn't stand going to Atlantic Avenue, even though he could afford it. It's Avenue, right? Atlantic
Yeah.
Avenue. But after a while, after 10 years, you get tired of that. After a while, it's like, what's your problem? So you can afford it. You're okay. You're not poor.
Right, so that's a different situation.
Sure, but the thing is, he would rather go real cheap and real easy. And after 10 years, you think, hello.
Like I'm done with this.
Yeah, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about 10 years, but there's a reason I brought this up.
Go ahead.
When I was on one of those silly sites,
It's the silly sites.
I decided, because this girl swore that she was the woman of the year,
Okay.
I decided to test to see how much there was from the Woman of the Year.
Sure.
So I did that on purpose. Now, could I have taken it to a restaurant? I could have taken it anywhere I wanted, but that's not the reason I did it.
I see. Okay, I understand.
I wanted to see the psychology behind what she thought of me when I did that. And she didn't say a word. Not a single word throughout that. And she ate it like it was the Last Supper.
Good for her.
Okay.
I was impressed. I was very impressed. And I said to her, so you have nothing to say about the meal? Delicious. Thank you very much. Next time, I will treat you and for a meal. But she played it off so cool.
Good for her.
Then I started playing I got a little nervous.
Uh-oh.
Because the obvious reaction is what you ladies did today.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there wondering what's going on. And I take her home, whatever, and the whole nine. A couple of days later, a friend of mine calls me. He says, are you insane? I go, why? I said, this woman wants to put a newspaper ad about you are the cheapest man in the world. I said, what? She says, she didn't tell you? No. Oh, this lady is so angry at you that she went to one of those parties. This is how I found out about these parties they throw, the networking parties. You ever seen this
Yes.
stuff? And she put my name out there that I was this. I said, really? So.
Well, that's just she's bad news. You don't do that.
Is she?
You don't
or
do
did I set it up to be bad news? That's the question.
That's
why
you know
I
what?
posted that
I
question.
went on a date with someone. It was a second date, and he said, "We'll just go out for Slurpees." And I said, "Okay," and so we did, and it was nice.
My first day with my husband, we went out for ice cream and we walked around in Miami. The second date was Passover, and I was so young. I kept Passover, and I keep Passover, so I don't eat bread or anything with flour that has risen. He says, let's go for Mexican food.
Uh-oh.
So what did I say? I said, okay, we'll go for Mexican food. I scraped everything off the nachos. I ate the cheese. I ate the toppings. I ate everything out of the burritos.
Oh, no.
And he said, why didn't you tell me? I was 20 years old. I
Yeah.
thought because then he would think I was this picky.
What do you mean you
University
scraped
of
everything
Miami
off? Hold it. What do you mean you scraped
undergrad.
everything off? What is that?
She ate everything
I
except
ate
the
everything
tortilla.
except the tortillas and the bread
Yes.
because it was Passover. So instead of saying, I should have said, can we go someplace else? I keep Passover. And he's Jewish as well, but
Sure.
He don't keep Passover?
He didn't keep at the time.
I'm
I
Puerto
just
Rican.
went and I worked through it.
You know, that reminds me of a first date with another guy I was with Chris, for 10 years. Our first date was South Beach, and all he bought me was a Snapple. It started to rain. We ran under an awning, and I looked at him, and I thought, I know I love him. So, yeah, it works. All he bought was a Snapple.
See, it doesn't matter how much
It doesn't
you spend.
matter. It's about the rapport and the chemistry.
Wait a minute.
But I have a question.
Hold. I'm not the one that said, oh, if he can afford more.
I have a question though.
But you set it up the question that way, though.
What if
No.
you go out for a business lunch,
Yeah.
male and female,
Uh-huh.
or a business dinner? Who should pay?
The woman.
It's business.
It's business.
It's
you do
business.
Dutch treat.
Every time.
Well,
Well, as you build a trust and a relationship, you can say, I got this time, or I got it.
you can flip flop it.
So this was the question I had in one of my coaching sessions when I was working with Julia Aquino. When you go out for a business lunch, dinner, so you and I go out and we have a meeting with a client.
You can pick it up all the time.
We have a meeting with a client.
Yeah.
Who,
If the client picks
who reaches for, no, we invite the client. Who
If
pays?
we invite it, we have to pay.
Who pays, you or me?
Well, I tell you
You-
to pay.
Well, it's a valid question, though.
Do you know why I would tell Dawn to pay? Because I know it irritates her. It's just what?
It's a valid question.
It is a valid
The
question.
client doesn't pay because
No.
we've asked them.
Unless the client invited us, and I throw the damn check at him
Yeah,
and
I
say,
know
hey,
you
this is
would.
your deal.
I know you would.
But you know what it is? In New York, it used to be my house. In New York, I would pick up the tab. It didn't matter when I went wherever. It didn't matter who was with me. It didn't matter who was my sister. One day, I picked up an $800 tab from my godson, my brother, may he rest in peace, son. My brother got mad at me. Well, who do you think you are, Rockefeller? So I said, do you want to pay it? Well, that's not what I'm saying. I said, then shut up. Let me do what I gotta do. He was very upset.
You made him comfortable.
We go to a lot of business meetings.
Yeah, Dawn, that's okay. You can pick up all the tabs.
I do.
Yeah, I know. But I pay
do.
you
I
back
pick them
somehow.
all up.
I tell you, keep this, keep that.
I keep this, keep that. But that was the other question. You go out for a business.
Well, sometimes you you do the Dutch thing. You say, well, then split it up in half, or I don't know what the right answer to that is. I in my world, what is that? We're done?
4 minutes.
No, we
man.
forgot 4 minutes.
In my world, I think that it isn't a man or woman thing. It's business, and you should do the best you can to make it fair for everybody. But what do I know?
I'm just old school. He's trying to push every single one of my buttons on air today. You know how
I-
well that's going to work?
I noticed.
I broke a keyboard. Okay?
Keep pushing my buttons.
This is not easy doing this.
Did you
switchy,
hulk
switchy.
out? Is that what happened? You hulked out on the keyboard, and that's why it's not working?
Just wait till Sarah gets in tonight.
No, I'm not using this setup. I have a different setup.
I don't mean that.
Oh,
I mean, Sarah's spiritual, the energies, the flow.
hey, listen. Now that you brought Sarah Spiritual, we're having My Delicious Deli on the 13th.
Yes.
I invited 330 people, and I only got to the letter M.
I only invited 280.
Did you?
Yes.
I gotta keep going though. I only went to the letter M.
You didn't need
And I
Madison
gotta
Square
keep going. It's
Garden.
gonna take me like a week. And My Delicious Deli is on the 13th from 12 o'clock all the way till 9. So you can spend your afternoon and your evening because he's open now late for dinner.
We need to chit chat about what we're doing between the 2 o'clock hour and the 5 o'clock hour.
Oh, I got a whole bunch of stuff.
Of course you do.
I got a
I
whole
saw
bunch of
the
people
empty
coming.
space that you were talking about. I pointed it out to my mom the other day. I said, Freddie wants this space. For what? I'm like, oh, you have no idea.
He wants a studio. He wants like a waiting green room.
I know. It's brilliant. It's a good
Well,
idea.
I'm gonna tell you, it will work there.
We could
Brilliant.
have
fish and chips.
But he's also bringing stuff from all over the world. Anyway, Gio was there. He tried the fish and
He
chips.
said they were delicious,
He
right?
said they were delicious.
Yeah.
Very nicely done.
That is a plate of food.
It is a playful.
Huge.
But that starts at 12 o'clock on the 13th,
Yes.
which is a Tuesday.
Yes.
And after that, in the afternoon, we're going to do a little social media show where we go from 2 to 5. We're going to be playing, but it's going to be 2 to 6 because I found out that Marsha Teal, unless she comes back, is going to be a waste of running a tape there. But if she comes back from 5 to 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock? No,
8
that's
o'clock.
Tuesday, 5 to 7:30, 8 o'clock. We're going to have shows at the other end station. So we want to fill the place. We want it to be filled from 12 on.
Dinner.
Yes, and if it gets full at 12 o'clock, we're going to give you a coupon or a ticket to come back
Come back for a discount.
for a discount so you can see the other shows. So we're going to do multiple shows. You ready to work?
Always.
You don't have to do nothing on the other shows, but we can play hostess with the mostest. You can pick up all the tabs.
I saw her at the Clive thing, okay, with Becky and Boca. So I don't doubt Dawn ever.
No one doubts I can work a room.
And she
You can
worked the
work a
room.
room.
She did it.
She
can
kept
work
bringing
her
the
in.
champagne.
I know.
I can work a room. I just need a new pair of shoes.
You need a new pair of shoes? Get out that mumbo jumbo thing of yours. All right.
Wish
Mumble jumble.
my wish wand. I know exactly where I need to go after the show today.
So listen, if you call 1-800-889-0267, you need a date, let me know and I'll hook you up.
All right, stay tuned. We are not going away. We're just going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got 3D Learner on our set with Mira Halpert.
Yes.
No stress. Be
Yes.
successful. It's all about kids learning in a different dimension. We'll
Okay.
be right back. See you in a few. And we're back on a wonderful, wishful Wednesday.
We are back.
We're back on the Brooklyn Cafe. We are live streaming for our second hour for an extended lunch on the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook. You can find us on Periscope at AMP2 TV, and you can find us on YouTube, the Brooklyn Cafe at AMP2 TV.
And if you're looking for the news, it ain't here.
It is not here. Although, our first segment, we had some breaking news.
Breaking news. What was it?
Freddie likes to split the tab.
Listen, everybody on social media and everything else is calling me cheap. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I'm not being cheap. I just want to be fair. Women want empowerment. I want to give it to them.
Must be
We
fair.
women want everything.
Yes.
You know when you ask me what I want and I tell you everything?
Yeah.
I want it all. I want old school. I want empowerment. I want to spread love and hope. And I want happiness. So yes, I want it all for everybody.
Who doesn't?
There you go. So
gonna
you
tell you,
ask
I give
and
Doc.
I tell you.
I give Doc a lot of credit because he must know what you want. I mean, you guys have been around together a long time. And
long
again,
time.
I tip my hat. You know, when I used to give up a pitch and hit a home run, I used to tip my hat to the guy who figured me out. So whatever you do, my parents have been married 69, 70 years now.
30 years. There you go.
My parents got 70 years. They got 40 years on you.
It's because the second date, I picked my food apart. Your mother would be proud, Carol.
I love it.
Instead of speaking my mind and saying I keep Passover, I just picked my food around the flour tortillas.
It's true.
You only do that during Passover?
Now I do it all the time now, but at that time there was a purpose. When it's
What is the
Passover,
purpose now that you break up your food like
when
in
it's
pieces?
Passover, there's a purpose of not eating it. Now there's another purpose.
What's the other purpose?
It's more vanity than anything else. So it's all good though. We have a great second hour. Give
What
us
do we
a
got
call.
cooking? What do
I
you
want
got
everyone
cooking?
to have this number 800-889-0267. We have Mira Halpert from the 3D Learner. Transform stress to outrageous success for your kids.
Wait a minute. What about parents? Because I got lots of stress.
Parents have lots of stress for lots of reasons, and I only wish I knew Mira and Mark when my kids were in school, because oh my goodness, the amount of stress it takes to get through homework.
Oh, doesn't it though?
To get through
Well,
homework.
let me guess, your kids were extremely creative. Find
My-
creative ways to be able to get out of doing homework as well.
My kids are creative.
Margaret, speaking to them, Mike.
Okay.
My kids are creative. My daughter, I would sit. We did all the things that you're supposed to do. You do the homework in the central part of your home. They don't
Right.
have the TV in their room. We're never at their desk. I don't even know why my children had desks in their rooms, other than you were supposed to have a desk in your room, because homework was never done there. It was always done in the middle of the kitchen. So we
Good for
sat.
you.
We sat and we did homework. And with my daughter, it was every single math question.
Wait
My
a
son
minute,
was
where did
different.
you-
He did it on his own.
Where did you do the homework?
Middle of the kitchen.
In the kitchen table.
Right.
Kitchen table, kitchen
Right in the middle
counter,
of things.
right in the middle of everything.
All decisions in the world of a family are made at the kitchen table. It's where you eat. It's where you talk about everything. It's all decisions are made there.
Well, think about when you've got guests over. People don't even sit. You can have an enormous house. Everyone stands in the kitchen.
Yep. You know why?
They want the food.
They want food. People wanna eat.
Everybody stands there.
Now hold on a second. This 3D Learner, is that the name of the company?
That's 3D Learner, right?
Wait,
Exactly.
Where are you located?
So we're located in Boca Raton, and the heart of Boca Raton. But now, thanks to technology, we've been around for 20 years. Before there was this wonderful technology, but now we can actually help kids from around the world.
So how do you help kids? What
Yeah,
exactly
what
do
do you
you do?
So you've had the experience, right, of, gee, my child is this extremely bright kid, and my passion is, and we came to this firsthand. So Mark and I are parents of 4 great kids, now 4 adult great kids, having just survived my young grandchildren too for the last few weeks. See, for a few days, I mean. These are kids that are very bright, that are very imaginative, not in the box kind of thinkers at all.
Oh, I love this. It's my kind of learning.
It's exactly right. So unfortunately, education has not changed a whole lot in the last, 100 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. But our kids certainly have, and especially the kids that we need for today, tomorrow, and totally tomorrow, way on, who think big, think globally. They learn differently. And I always have to laugh because when someone says, oh, well, my kid's an out-of-the-box thinker, and I'll turn to them and go, what's box?
What is the box?
What is the
Isn't
box?
everybody a different type of thinker? And in Boca, we tease all the time. Everyone in Boca is gifted.
Right.
So your kids are
That's-
always incredibly bright. But there are kids on a spectrum of brightness. Yes, everyone is incredibly bright.
It's because you went to school in Boca.
I'm making a joke. And Mira
It
knows
ain't a
exactly
joke.
what I'm
Exactly
referring
right.
to.
That's exactly right.
Everyone's child in Boca is brighter than somebody else's child in Boca.
Is it?
Well,
But there's a sliding scale, just like everyone is thinner than somebody else as well. There's a sliding scale, and everybody learns differently.
everybody learns differently, and the point really is, I guess that's really what struck me first. First as a parent, because we actually had that experience that my son went off to school and everything was hunky dory, and we went to different schools, and he could make that. And my daughter, who was extremely bright and fast and whatever, when we hit a wall at some point about reading, about learning how to be able to read the way everybody wanted her to be able to read. And she was having none of it. So the point really was, I bought into the fact that I'd been told what certain experts had been told, and everybody else was trying about the way kids are supposed to learn to read by breaking up and sounding out words, and that just wasn't working. So I dragged my husband to, if you've ever seen them, went to school, to a meeting that was a transition meeting to go between middle school and high school. And my daughter came with us, and we had, it seemed like 100 people in the room. I guess there were probably 8 or 10, but it seemed like there were 100. And they were all lined up on the other side, and they just, thank you very much for coming, Mr. and Mrs. Halpert. We're really glad to have you here. And Julie's a lovely girl.
Always start with the positive.
Always start with the positive. Waiting, and it was this
But the other shoe drops.
The other shoe drops. We know she's lovely. She works very hard. She's such a sweet girl, but her reading comprehension is not where it needs to be, so we just don't think she's college material. So we want to move her from a regular high school diploma to, why don't we have her have a vocational?
Oh.
Let's just get her. So she
And this
can
was
have a
middle
job.
school.
This is middle going into
High school. So she hasn't even finishing high school yet. This is just
the
presumption.
Let's presume that she's not going to be successful from the beginning.
Wow.
And that just and is become a mom on a mission, And yes, it's a dad on a mission. So you're absolutely right about what it is that we're gonna start this movement about proving you wrong. And luckily, my daughter was really, one of those that she wasn't gonna take that. So my husband turned to her and said, Julie, what is it that you want to be when you grow up? And without skipping a beat, she went, I want to be the teacher I've never had.
Ah.
And the assistant principal turned to her, and you just said, well, honey, you could be a teacher's aide.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, really. So she had already decided.
Wow.
And
How long ago was this?
well, it was 20 years ago. She won't admit that she's that, but it was 20 years ago. And, her big brown eyes looked at me and said, Mom, what are we going to do? And I said, I don't know, but we're going to figure it out. And what we figured out was that Julie learned differently. She was extremely visual. She needed to look at patterns of words, not patterns of sounds of words. And she needed to know what they meant. She's a picture learner. So when she thought about movies and TV and songs, she could picture those. But reading, somebody had somehow figured out that I'm going to shift and only deal with the sounds. And when you put the sounds together and you do it fluently, which, they think that once you do that piece of it, break it up, sound it out, do it, and the more you practice, the better you'll be able to read. Well, better you'll be as a decoder, but reading sure isn't going to be any fun.
Everyone learns differently.
Everyone does. So I started to put a number of things together, and I realized that there were attention issues, there were eye teaming issues, there were movement issues. Who knew? Yes, things about being able to have your right and left side of your body, you have to be able to work together to be able to make your right and left side of your brain work together. So we put together a program, a number of programs that have all been research-based, but we put it together as 3D Learner. And in middle high school, she wanted to be able to go into honors English in her senior year.
Amazing.
And the teacher said, oh, I don't know, your reading comprehension may not be there. And she said, test me. So she tested her, and you'd think that certain things would be behind her. Well, her reading level went up 4 grade levels in 7 months, and they thought that she had somehow cheated on a reading test.
Just based on the new strategies you were using.
Right. Exactly right. So that was then, and a couple thousand kids later, we've helped kids be outraged and parents be outrageously successful because, deep down kids want to succeed.
Of
They
course.
want to learn. And we have worked with kids from around the world. So our program that's in Boca, we started out with a very intensive program that kids would come for a week. And we train their parents, and we train them. And of course, now that we're certainly built a reputation locally, we have kids come for an intensive 2 or 3 days, and then they come over the next 6 to 8 weeks, depending. We started out as our initial jump.
So it's not
program.
every Wednesday we're going to go to 3D Learner. We're going to get it's not a tutoring program.
It's not a tutoring. Well, again, we're out of the box.
It could be.
Gee,
It could be.
it could be.
Depends how you look at
It depends on it. What we've learned is kids want to be successful, and success breeds success. And when you start to treat them like the creative beings that they are, and you start to be able to build the momentum for them and create pictures for words, their pictures for words, it's amazing how fast kids can learn.
Oh my gosh, there's so many things going through my head.
Uh-oh, there's the picture.
There's
the
a
movie.
picture of, and that's exactly it. I talk with my hands and we go. Kids from an early age, and I can tell you from the beginning with my son, he was in preschool, and they told me he had a learning disability because he did not know his ABCs and he didn't read, and he didn't do any of these things. So we
Right.
went, and I knew he wasn't. His brain was working faster than his mouth.
Absolutely.
So we went and we did special classes. He was the type of kid that went to school in costumes. He went to Temple Bethel every day in a costume, whether he was Tigger, Tin Man, he had a tail, he was Blue from Blue's Clues. Every day was another costume. So out of the box,
Oh my
I was not
goodness.
going to fight that battle. Do what you want. And now he'll say, Mom, I knew how to read then, but I didn't want to. He said, I wasn't in the mood. And he just graduated University of Florida
There you go.
with 3 chords, and he's going to University of Miami Law School in August.
Awesome.
He just said, I wasn't ready to do what they wanted me to do, but the
In
teachers
the way they wanted me to do it.
the teachers told me I needed to read. He goes, I wanted to play dress up. I wanted to play on a playground. And at 4 years old, you know what? That's what he should be doing.
That's
when I was in
exactly
the
what you
5th
should
grade in the Bronx, they gave out these tests, and it had a color code. So you knew already, everybody knew that when you had the purple book, you couldn't read. And I took this test, and guess who got the purple book? And do you know, I was a very good athlete, and I
Right.
had great grades. And you know how humiliating it was
That's
for
it.
me to have to walk around
With the purple
knowing
book.
that I had the purple book? So what did I do? I made it a mission in the 5th grade to be the #1 reader. Because it isn't that I can't read. I hate reading because I don't learn anything from a book. I have to see pictures.
Well, you have
I
to
gotta,
experience.
You learn differently. You learn
Out of
through
the box.
pictures, out of the box.
Right.
And I ended up not only being the #1 reader in the 5th grade, I also got a science medal that I still have with me 35 years later. And the reason, nobody knows the reason why, but it was because I got upset that I walked around with that purple book.
Well, it's interesting because another part of our business is working with young athletes, because so many of the things that make them really great athletes could make them really great students. And now more than ever, of course, the piece about a student athlete is very important.
And then it goes back to negative attention is better than no attention. So if you're continuous,
Right.
you came out of the box and said, you know what, I'm going to beat the system. But then there are others that say, you know what, if I can get attention as a failure or not
Or
succeeding
class clown.
or the class clown, whatever
Right.
it is, I'm going to stay that path because at least I'm being noticed. I'm not being forgotten. So negative attention, and I say to you all the time, Freddie, is sometimes better than no attention. And adults do the same thing.
Well, and now
It's that narrative we tell ourselves.
it is, and it's a constant self-talk piece, and sort of what you kept. And it seems like it's easier to have the negative picture. We've turned it around, so we're a no-label zone. So
No
there are
label
lots
zone.
of people that talk about, oh, is my kid? I need to know, is my kid dyslexic, or are they
Labels.
ADD, or are they what are they? And exactly what it is. And my response is, what is it that your kids are good at?
I want to talk about the no labels when we get back from break. Are you ready, Freddie, to go to break? You
Ah!
are ready? The no label zone. I think that is phenomenal because that is what happens. We're a world everyone's gifted, or if not, you're labeled ADHD. I mean, there's so many things in between.
So
When we get back from break, give us a call at 800-889-0267. We'll be right back.
Years and years I'm hugged and tried, dealing with the pain, giving of myself, crying again. It's time for me to turn it all around and mend this heart of mine. I'm done with all the hurting. I believe there's love for me again.
For over 35 years, Ruth and Norman Rails Jewish Family Services has been serving residents of Boca Raton, Delray Beach, and Highland Beach through their comprehensive range of programs and services for people of all ages and beliefs. Whether you need help with food, financial assistance, senior services for yourself or a loved one, affordable counseling and mental health service, career and employment services, or their Center for Families and Children, JFS is here for you. Please call JFS at 561-852-3333 or railsjfs.org. Call 561-852-3333. Do you love the idea of healthy food conveniently delivered to your door? From Jupiter to Miami, Fit Food Fresh delivers convenience in the form of prepared, delicious, healthy meals direct to your home or office. You're never more than 2 minutes away from a nutritious meal made from the freshest quality ingredients and prepared by gourmet chefs. From paleo to vegan, breakfast to dessert, quinoas to quesadillas, Fit Food Fresh has you covered. You can mix and match meals from their entire menu to create your own custom plan based on your nutritional needs and preferences. Find them at fitfoodfresh.com. With no monthly commitment or setup fee, it's easy to try, risk-free. See why Fit Food Fresh is the highest-rated meal plan in South Florida. Visit Fit Food Fresh at fitfoodfresh.com or give them a call at 866-600-4778. That's 866-600-4778. The Custom Fitness Institute is a private fitness studio offering personal training and partner training programs to fit your schedule. CFI has created a premium workout environment fit for every fitness level. From beginners to competitive athletes, their welcoming facility and certified fitness professionals are there to design a custom program to help you achieve your goals efficiently, safely, and effectively. CFI also offers nutritional evaluations, physical assessments, and movement assessments. Give them a call today to schedule your free consultation. 954-999-8458. The Custom Fitness Institute can help you get your health and fitness journey started or bring your current fitness level to new heights. Call the Custom Fitness Institute today. 954-999-8458. Sonia Hankin is the confidence expert and passionate guide to men and women who struggle with unworthiness, lack of confidence, and self-doubt. As a holistic psychotherapist and master integrative life coach, Sonia Hankin will help you unlock your confidence so you can make the changes you desire and feel good about yourself no matter what life throws at you. You can work with Sonia via phone, Skype, or in person. Contact Sonia at 954-214-8991. Enough is enough of not feeling good enough. If you want to find your voice and step into your power, call today for a free 30-minute session, 954-214-8991, or visit her at soniahankin.com.
Welcome back to a wonderful, wishful Wednesday on the Brooklyn Cafe Extended Lunch. We're on our second hour. It's only Wednesday.
Is it?
It is only Wednesday. Our second hour on 12:30 a.m. WBZT.
What?
WBZT. Well, there you go. I'm waiting for you to say it.
5 years ago, Ken Harris said, "Do you know how to say BZT?" And I said, BZT. He says, "No! You don't say it like that." I said, "What's wrong with this guy?"
I do miss Ken Harris, I have to tell you. Ken, if you're listening, I miss you.
Come on down, Ken. You don't
Come
work for
visit us.
iHeart. Come and visit. Bring a sandwich.
Come visit us. We are live streaming on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe. You can also find us on Periscope at AMP2 TV and on YouTube, the Brooklyn Cafe, AMP2 TV.
And if you have a need, your child needs a, and I'm gonna tell you, every kid could use help.
We're here with Mira Halpert of the 3D Learner. I love transform stress to outrageous success, and homework is stressful.
Homework can
Homework
be
is stressful. Raising children is stressful. I would not trade it for anything in the world. But oh my gosh, we were looking at old videos last night, and I think, wow, how did these kids get raised? Because from that to where they are now, I'm thinking, what a journey.
It is a journey, and it's so interesting because, I heard you say before, I want it all. I mean, everybody is wanting it, and parenting has just become so amazingly difficult and complicated, and schooling has become complicated, and these kids are in this, they want to be everything and do everything.
We were
right?
talking about no labels, and then I have so
Right.
many questions. We're in such a label zone, and people
Right.
label because they want an answer, and they think the label is going to give them an answer, or it's going to give them more time in a test, or a medication.
Right.
Why labels?
I don't know. I think we've become, I don't know, maybe a bit of a research world of sort of, if I can pinpoint what it is, or if I can pinpoint what it is, then maybe I'll know how to fix it. And that's part of my challenge is sort of anytime a parent will come and ask me, well, can you fix my child? They just want to cringe
Do
because.
people really say that?
Oh, yes, they do.
Wow.
Oh, well, I just want them to, right? So we talk about, yes, if we're in Boca, wherever we are, about the fact that it's gifted. Sometimes we'll talk about our kids being gold students, gifted, operating with a learning difference.
Nice.
And as you said before, every child has their own gifts and has their own abilities. So we've worked with kids from around the world. So I think we've got over 40 states and 13 different foreign countries that come here, and it's fascinating. I had a teacher from Montana who said, "Oh, I bet you think every child is gifted." And I was like, well,
Somehow they are in their own way. Every child
when
has
you-
a gift.
And when you find that spark for the kids, it's amazing how we can get them. I mean, it's so interesting because, the middle schoolers will come in and, their arms down, and they've been so defeated for so long. And being able to try and, talk about what it is they like. You were talking about sports, you were talking about kid reason wants to be a chef. I mean, they are what we call global learners. They're the big picture, and they're going to come up with some other way. They're going to come up, I guarantee you, they're going to come up with a cure for cancer or how to get to Mars or, a
It
way
is not
that is so
easy.
different.
It's not easy
No.
being a kid. It's not, I don't even
No.
want to say when we were growing up, because I was never the type to go outdoors and play. But those who did, it was easier. Than now we've got social media. You forget pressures of bullying and peer pressure, because that's a whole nother,
That's a whole nother level.
You've got social media pressures. You're picking a major before you go into high school. You need to know what you're going to do in middle school.
Right.
You're taking a track. How are you supposed to do that at 13 when your hormones are going crazy? You've got all this pressure. your
Well, and
body's
if you're
going
struggling
funky.
even the littlest bit, I mean,
That's
you heard
it.
it said before that everybody could do. I mean, the point really, everybody could do better. That's why even we take athletes that are good and make them even better. We have a timing that deals with their neurotiming and dealing with their eyes working together. I mean, it's fascinating when kids are starting to be able to read and they'll say, "Oh, well, it's not about vision," and you're like, "What do you mean it's not vision? It's a little hard to read with your eyes closed."
So how do you work with athletes? I know Freddie would be so interested to make them a better athlete.
Yeah, we can, because what happens is that, believe me, and my kids will tell you that I am not the person that's going to tell you how to become a better baseball player, or how to be able to basketball. But the timing about what happens when you hit the ball late or you hit the ball too early, and being able to watch the ball. And what's fascinating is, for that middle and high school kid that wants the athletic scholarship and they like you, and that doesn't want to read, having them be told that they're going to come to 3D Learner to be able to read better is not exactly the best, the best come on for them. So when we tell them that we can help them with their sports in terms of watching the ball, in terms of where it is that where they are in space, because they need to be able to have their whole visual field, not just what's in front of them, but what's around them, and let alone sort of their timing and goal setting and positive thinking and positive language. We have a lot of coaches that like to use louder language, shall we say, in a positive way, and colorful language.
That doesn't work.
And these kids, let's remember that for a lot of these kids, of which, more than 60% of kids today are way more visual. And if we are what I call barking at kids, well, I'll do this, right? Where we're talking at them
They
for
tune us
so
out.
long. So they wait for the tone of voice. And the challenge becomes is that they're listening to the tone of voice and they don't really understand the verbal language, but they certainly do. Those words create pictures.
It's like when you talk to your dog. Want to go outside? Do you think they understand outside, or it's
Yes.
the tone
No,
and
they
it's the
understand
sound of
that.
the word?
I understand, because you could talk to them in Spanish and they know it too.
But you're
Well,
right.
that's
It's the tone of
It's
what
the
it is.
tone. And the point really is that, and also those words become, aside from a picture, they have an emotional charge to them. So as much as language and language. So we talk and we train parents about that, about there's a difference. When you are working with your kids with homework, the difference between you can't go out and play, or you can't talk on the phone, or whatever it is, with your friends until your homework's done, is completely different image than when you finish your homework, you can go out to play.
It's what you say.
It's
engaging.
how you say it, and it's that
for
picture
us, it
you're
was
creating.
getting through the math problems, and oh my gosh, and the tears and the frustration, and all you need is one teacher. And I had a math teacher who told me, you know what, you're never going to be good at math. You're never going to figure this out. This was high school.
And
So
guess
to
what?
this day, you
She's-
know what? I still have a problem with my checkbook because in my head, she's still telling me,
That's what you
You're
hear.
just not
and
good
look
at math.
that
It's that
emotional
narrative.
attachment you have all these
thank goodness for
years later.
They
calculators.
don't listen.
Well, but kids listen is the whole thing. We need to change that.
When I coached, I brought in a book. I don't even know the name of the book. It was some big 1,000 pages, right?
Good for you. So you
And
did read it.
No, what we did with the book was different.
You didn't read it.
We were playing football, and football is an organized sport, so everybody has a job on
Right.
the field, right? So how do you know what to do if you're not organized? So what we used to do is, I used to tell them, you see this book, the answers to everything on how to play the game is in this book, but you have to read it. So first couple of games and practices, nobody wanted to read. But then when they started winning, they started reading this book.
Okay, so
And then
success, breeds
we
success.
found the weakest readers. So I used to make the buddy system. Somebody had to help the weakest readers read. So all of a sudden, they started reading more, learning more, because they were curious about where's the answer. And I'm gonna tell you, you have to be creative for 21 years as a coach.
Yes,
Because
do.
you gotta hold in the major leagues, the managers have to find ways of inspiring your athletes. And what I like about what you do is that you can use this in 200 different ways. You can inspire
Exactly right.
by
Well,
learning.
It's exactly right. And being able to try, and I love it. I feel like I'm sort of that we're all sort of the luckiest teachers in the world, because we get to see the star come out for these kids. So some weeks it's about dinosaurs, or it's about race cars, or it's about when you start to be able to get them excited about something they know, they have to be able to relate. If it's race cars, and you somehow have to be able to figure out, how am I going to teach U.S. history to this kid so that they actually really get it, so that they can relate to it. So
Is it
It's
a
a-
one-on-one program you do?
so yes, it is a one-on-one program, and we have identified, because we specifically, and that's one of the reasons we're able to have such amazing successes. And we've had kids that we've had a couple of kids that were told when they were in fourth grade, don't even bother. Really need to go to a special school, and don't even think about going to one of the more prestigious private schools in the area. And when they came to us, the parents, when we worked with them, we certainly worked with the kids. And P.S., they've become pilots. Yes, the one's at Harvard and one's at MIT.
Well, I got a question now that you brought
Right.
those two schools up, and you're probably going to jump in on this. We had an argument in my house because somebody that Dawn and Connecticut know was accepted to a very prestigious school.
Okay.
And she decided not to go for a whole sort of reasons. I'm from the school. I didn't want to go to a community college. I didn't want to go to city college. I was going to go to university. I had the grades, and I didn't care what it costs. And I told my parents, "Oh, you got to figure it out." And they told me, "No, you got to figure it out." So the only way I figured it out
Totally
is
a reader learner.
I got a full ride.
Good for
Now,
you.
I got lucky. I understand that. This was the argument in the house. But should children strive for more than they think they are capable of? Been told? Leave everything at the door and start new? Do you start, keep everything you heard? This is why I tell you, I don't like looking at the past. Keep everything at the door and let's start new. Do you change the framework that you're going to work with?
Completely changed your framework. How did 3D Learner come about? I mean, the point really is that we were told, I was told, and by the way, she has her master's degree from the University of Florida and is teaching highly gifted kids in
The
Chapel Hill.
frustration,
So,
it just takes one negative comment to
Right.
change the narrative of your life, and that stays with you as a child always, even into
it does.
adulthood. It stays with you. May overcome it, but that comment is always in your head of what somebody said.
well, and that's why goal setting is a huge piece. That's why we laid it out even in a book about being able to set goals with your kids. Okay, let's be realistic. On the other hand, if you stretch that a little bit, and when we go in, my husband does a huge amount of advocacy work. And the challenge is that when we go into the schools and they go, oh no, we can't set that goal because, we want to make sure we make it. Well, but if you change the goal, and you're right, you change that expectation just that much higher, what do you have to do? You got to figure out how you're going to get there. And maybe you don't get all the way there, but
Right.
you certainly get a lot higher than you would if I'd set the goal here.
Right. So what's the worst that happens? You may not get
Right.
the gold star, you may get the silver star, but you
Oh,
have to
well.
reach for the star.
You have to reach for the star, and everybody has to be able to be on the same team, and being able to support your kids. We all want that, and we all want the biggest thing I think more than anything, right, is we want our kids to be happy. This whole idea about sort of what success is, it's different things. We have kids that are doing some amazing things on training wild horses.
Well, how do you
I have
measure
to tell you-
success? Right.
Yeah, I mean, how do you measure that? It's quite remarkable. We have some kids that have won college scholarships for sports, both in diving and in baseball, and because they were able to reach that, and they were able to take what it is that they knew for one thing to be able to make their learning and reading
Find the
that much
individual
better.
gift from within.
Yeah, my mother used to say, shine that bronze star and it will turn to gold.
I love your mother.
But it's a true story, and the bottom line here is that if you want to help your kids, keep them on a positive framework, and don't stop them. If your kid is an artist, I heard your story about your daughter, then encourage the art. Encourage what they're good at. Don't play towards their weaknesses. Really simple.
Encourage their
right.
strengths, correct.
But this is a
Exactly.
fantastic program.
Thank you. Well,
And it's right in our
Got this-
backyard, which is even more phenomenal.
We need to, why isn't this exposed? I don't understand.
I know.
Well, that's
That's
why
what
we're
I
here.
said.
So we appreciate the support, and honestly, what we want to be able to do is to make it available for parents. So we've created a specific website at 3dlearner.com/success, and what we're actually offering is to be able to have them. They can download a copy of this for free,
Wow.
or they can actually there's an online free assessment because it looks at the various and sundry ways kids learn. We know kids learn differently, so we have this amazing assessment that talks about that, talks about attention, and it talks about actually even the vision kinds of things that we're talking about. Everybody thinks that vision is 20/20. I can read the sign across the room.
Right.
And vision is a whole lot it's a whole lot different than that. It's about making sure your eyes are working together and that you're actually the window to your brain, that the information is actually really coming into your brain.
Oh my gosh. It talks
So-
about balance and body movement
Oh,
and
it does.
babies and eye-hand coordination. And you're going to laugh at me because I have none. But I have a visual problem. But they used to try and get me to juggle.
Oh,
And
there
it was
you
a
go.
whole eye-hand coordination thing. But it was all about balance and finding your center and being
It's-
present where your body. You're right. It's about moving.
It's about moving. I mean, and it's about, sort of, parents will say to me, my kid is 16, why are you asking me if he crawled? And I go, well, it makes a difference. So this back to infancy piece of tummy time and crawling and using your right side, and we'll talk to the kids about, your right side of your brain and your left side of your brain will only work together when the right and the left side of your bodies work together. And they're like, what? And I go, it's fun trying to be able to get them to be able to do some funny kinds of things, realizing that you have to be able to use both sides of your brain and both sides of your body.
Oh my gosh, Freddie. I have more and more questions. We need to go to another break. Are you ready?
No. Yes, I'm ready.
Carol, are we good? All right, we're going to come back, talk more about the 3D learner, transform stress to outrageous success when we get right back.
When you gonna stop breaking my heart? I've tried, but all it takes is just one love.
The home of the Rainbow Bagel, My Delicious Deli brings you home cooking with a Remember When deli dining experience. Located in central Boca Raton, My Delicious Deli prepares all of their food with the freshest of ingredients, cooked to order. From a light nosh and soups to omelets and full entrees, choose from low-fat and gluten-free, or indulge in one of My Delicious Deli's signature deli sandwiches. Bring your family and friends to dine in and take out. Open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner to go, or for all of your catering needs. Visit them at mydeliciousdeli.com or call them at 561-393-3287. There's something for everyone at My Delicious Deli, 7036 West Palmetto Road in Boca Raton, 561-393-3287.
Maria Stefania of MakeOverBeauty.com and her trusted team of hair and makeup artists can get you ready for any special occasion or event. From weddings, parties and anniversaries to proms or fashion shows, Maria Stefania and her staff can satisfy all your beauty needs. The Makeover Beauty staff of licensed hairdressers, certified artists, and high-quality production will give you the highest quality experience with affordable pricing. Maria Stefania is a Matrix brand ambassador and color educator for salons and stylists from Florida to New Jersey. Follow at Makeover Beauty, spelled BEAUTI, on Facebook to see before and after client images. Connect with Maria Stefania at 201-647-8289. Enjoy a one-stop shop full makeover. Inquiries are welcome at MakeoverBeauty, one word, spelled with an I.com. That's MakeoverBeauty.com.
Rochelle Schwartz is a certified emotional relationship coach who's been trained and certified by the world-renowned Ford Institute and has been facilitating coaching workshops for 17 years. She specifically works with women in their 50s and beyond who are ready for radical self-care, powerful and loving relationships, including relationships with themselves and others. Certified in Healing Your Heart, Future Focused, Courage, Blueprint, and Best Year of Your Life. An integrative leader, Rochelle has also been featured on The Oprah Winfrey Show and in numerous magazines, newspapers, and other local TV shows. You'll walk away with more happiness, freedom, and love. Rochelle is your secret agent of change. Contact her directly at CoachRochelle@Comcast.net or online at www.RochelleSchwartz.com. Or you can call her at 954-464-7017. That's 954-464-7017. A winner of Food Network's Cake Wars, J&D Cakes creates memorable, delicious, beautiful masterpiece cakes to commemorate your momentous event. The cutest bake shop in Boca Raton, J&D Cakes is known for their attention to detail, their creativity, and their homemade taste. From wedding and birthday cakes to character cakes and dessert tables, J&D Cakes can fulfill all of your dessert needs for any occasion. Contact J&D Cakes at 561-569-1860 for your special occasion, kids summer camp, and cake decorating classes. Find them online at jdcakesonline.com.
And we're back. Welcome back to the Brooklyn Cafe. We're here with Mira Halpert from 3D Learner. Move stress to outrageous success. Give us a call at 800-889-0267. Mira just gave us a very gracious offer. She has a signed hard copy that she would like to give out to anyone that gives us a call, 800-889-0267. She will sign it, and we will send it out to you. If you're in the area, we'll meet you somewhere in the studio. Otherwise, we will send it out to your home. There's so many things I want to talk about. And you go back to infancy. Oh my gosh. People think that child development doesn't mean anything when you're in high school and you can't read. How is all of this
That was where my roots
connected?
started. I was actually a developmental psychology major when I first started thinking, I wanted to go, and here I am all these years later as an education major from Michigan. Around all you New Yorkers, I'll survive. I married one. But it really does go all the way back. So as my son with 3 small kids will tell you, I am obsessed with tummy time and having them move and having them throw and catch a ball. Look, I had the vision problem as a child, so I am acutely aware when I'm walking down the street of picking up that kid's eyes aren't tracking. And it's so amazing because it's not anything that's picked up. And just things about, yes, is 3D Learner a learning program? And I'm going to say, and it's an underlying learning/reading program. But what it also, I can't tell you how many kids have learned to ride a bike, have, after 10, 15 hours of a program that they start to be able to use their visualization skills, and they're telling me, Miss Mira, I can't come this afternoon because I'm now fourth, and I used to be the last hitter, and now I'm the fourth hitter, and they want me there because I've hit so many home runs in the last amount of time. It's so exciting to see these kids sort of
to come into
wake
their own,
up
which
and
is
come into their own. And and it breaks my heart when I'm certainly online hearing these parents talk about, oh, I have 3 times a week and it's taking me 3 and 4 years to care kids to be able to move up a little bit. Oh my goodness, if it takes that amount of time for parents to see a little bit of progress, can you imagine in the eyes of an 8 to 10-year-old how long it must seem for them?
Well, it takes. We talk about the network of healthcare. We talked about integrative health. This is integrative learning. It goes from your pediatrician when you're born and those regular checkups, to the ophthalmologist, to when you're having an eye problem and tracking, you have those vision exercises that you do. And it's just continual movement and getting out and play. And people
and
say
language
it's everything.
And goal setting and parenting.
Growing.
There you go.
Look at him. He's looking at me going, oh, here we go again.
Well, it's so interesting because we are completely integrative kind of piece. In fact, one of the world's actually leading educators and psychologists for visual spatial learners and highly gifted kids is Dr. Linda Silverman, and I quote her a lot in this book. She's an amazing mentor and good friend of mine. And she said, Mira, she's in Denver, Colorado. She's tested. She sends kids to us. And she said, but 3D Learner is the one place that I can send a family, and you can do it all. And and it's true. I mean, I know what I know, and I know when we have to be able to send them to specialists. We have an amazing team at 3D Learner to be able to help kids and parents, help them be all they can be. And we use the word outrageous success because it is a bit outrageous.
Well, let's talk about someone in Colorado being able to get services from you here. You work with people worldwide. How do you do that?
Well, so for the last 20 years, they would come to 3D Learner for an entire week. And then we would do follow-up beyond that. So when you have an intensive 30-hour program, which is what we would do with kids when they're with us, 5-6 hours a day for 5 days, the wonderful piece about that is that parents can then go out when we aren't under deluge of water, can go out to the beach and talk to their kids and realize that their kids are amazing human beings and how they think and learn differently. And the kids have this wonderful sense when they're here for that intensive week to be able to recognize who they are and sort of fall into their own, and that then they realize that they're there for a reason, a special reason, not, oh, I have to be able to go here because, as you said, they have the purple book. We know that we work with really bright kids, and so that turns on for that whole week. And then, yes, are they at reading level after a week? Of course not, but it's a major jump start. So, and now that we're heading into the summer, it's a perfect time to be able to have kids come for an entire week. But aside from that, when they're here locally, we also realize that we want a little bit of that intensity. Because if they're coming to us after school and they're sober and out after school, the last thing they wanted to be able to do is to come for an hour and a half.
After school.
And it's fun. Yes, they love that because it's different. We're playing with clay. I've patented an approach to be able to work with kids with letters and clay so that they can visualize what words look like.
Okay. Imagine bringing my daughter teaches art, bringing that to the kids who've never touched clay. That increases their learning skills, and they're playing with clay, so they're visual, tactile playing.
And they totally feel it. It's not just stuff in the air.
I got a text question that came on my phone. Kids going from junior high school to high school.
Yes.
Big transition.
Huge transition.
And a lot of kids are scared to death to do it. We won't even talk about high school to college.
Well, wouldn't you be the way they talk about it?
Well, unfortunately...
As a parent, you are too.
Unfortunately, I took 9th grade in junior high school.
Right.
So I had to go to my second year. Everybody was bigger and smarter and stinkier, and it was scary.
From your perspective, right?
So the bottom line here is they're asking me, do you help kids make that transition?
Of course. And part of that is truly changing the language and changing the picture for them, having them feel confident about who they are, and especially that sort of learning. It's interesting because you're talking about that transition from middle, every transition, the transition from kindergarten to first or first to second, where, next year you're going to have to know this. But the big transitions from elementary to middle, where every class is a different teacher, and then certainly from middle to high school. And we've been working with a lot of middle and high school toddlers this last year. And part of that is when we go back to our gifted kids, these kids are so smart, they've held it together until now. And now all of a sudden we're seeing so much more anxiety and depression, and it certainly comes from these kids not feeling that they're prepared.
Do you know where this fits in
academically.
perfectly with?
With.
Move through yoga.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
That's another interesting concept when you
Right.
put these together.
You put these two together.
Do you know when I was growing up, my brother used to say to me, boy, next year you're going to have to learn how to write script. Do you know, I didn't sleep for a year because I used to say, what is script?
Oh
What
my
is that?
gosh. How about my kids had to learn how to use the locker combination?
Oh,
that was the most
Locker
terrifying
combination
thing
and
was how are they
knowing
going to
where it
use
is.
a locker
Right.
in time to
Combination.
get to
and
the
let's
class?
remember that I started 3D Learner as that exact point from that transition from middle to high school because
With your daughter.
with my daughter. So that was really where it started, and then sort of back we've moved back. We have all of these initiatives, but the transition piece is really real, and having the kids start to certainly recognize that there is that amazing young lady who just texted me over the weekend that she got all A's. She thought she had one B, and then she went, oh, they changed and I got all
my
A's. So
goodness.
she's thrilled. And you know what that does for her self-confidence? And they're usually people kids, these kids. There's, on the assessment at our 3D Learner /success, and there's that free assessment, we talk about the fact of what these kids can do. They remember they're good at remembering places from years ago. I don't know if your kids were like that, but
And
we
my
lived
daughter
in
remembered
England
what
when
she
we
had
were-
on
Yeah.
on a certain day, on the food she ate, the exact shirt she had on, and where she stood.
We lived in London when my youngest was 1, and he will still tell you what the house looked like.
That's
and
amazing,
he
right?
went back with friends just a number of years ago to central London and said, oh, we have to go into Hamleys because I know exactly where the Legos are on the 4th floor. And the guy was like, when were you here? He goes, oh, when I was 4.
But I also want to ask you about the family component because
Right.
we can't take the kids out of the family or out of
No.
the parents.
No.
How do you work with them as a whole?
Well, it's so, thanks for asking, because it's probably our secret weapon about why 3D Learner has been so successful, is because parents and kids need to be able to work together, and being able to help us coach parents to be the coach and advocate. I had to learn the hard way. I had yes, my daughter at the time, and let alone two of our 4 kids are 3D learners, and 2 of our kids sort of are leaning that way, but we're okay in school. And Thursday night was my night for vocab night. I'm not sure where Mark was. I
Oh my
went
gosh.
visit-
Spelling list?
Spelling list and vocab. And for my 3D learner, my right brain learner, my visual, she needed pictures, and we need to be able to learn it that way. For my other daughter, she was really good at that beige book that you had to memorize the antonyms and the synonyms. Oh,
I still don't know what
Oh
that
my
is.
gosh, you bring back so many memories. I had one that sat with flashcards
Right.
and one that just went through a piece of paper and he rattled it off and we okay, move on.
Right. And we help parents help these kids study. And by the way, we help the kids say, we're training mom and dad as well, and they're kind of like intrigued by that because, oh, please save me, please save my dad,
And we need to change the parents' mindset.
Yes.
But what do you do?
That's
What do
by
you do
far.
when English is a second language? My parents didn't speak
Good question.
English. They
Well,
could not help.
So what's fascinating about that is that the approach that I've created about teaching kids words and parents words, when we have that a lot with a lot of the multilingual kids
Florida.
here, and around the world, is that they're actually, again, there are pictures for words. And it's fascinating, right, that something like a Rosetta Stone, well, is big in executive world and they teach it by pictures. So we have the kids teaching the parents about this language and that they're actually able to do that. And while you bring that up, that whole sort of multilingual thing believe me, I wish I spoke more than one language. So it's, and I have a number of kids who are having a difficult time. Remember going back to that decoding and breaking up and sounding out words when English there's no rule. I mean, somebody's come up with rules, but with every rule there's an exception.
In our language, yes.
Right. But when I hear first and second graders, I had one little girl who was a first grader who spoke 4 languages.
That's what they do now.
Right. Okay. So yes. And it's fantastic. And she knew exactly to turn to me and not to speak French or Spanish or whatever else she spoke. And she had been told by her teachers, oh, well, she's having a difficult time. Please stop speaking those languages. And I'm just, no, please make sure you do that. It really talk about using both sides of your brain.
You need to use both sides.
Both receptive and expressive language, which is sort of the more difficult one. But the point really is that it's it helps that relationship. Part of what we're dealing with in terms when you talk about your parents didn't necessarily speak it. Remember we talked a little bit about tone before,
Yes.
and how to be able to help you be able to get what you need to be able to get from them. From language might be different than somebody
You
else.
should tell my sister, go help your brother now.
It's different for everyone. How can we find, where we have 2 minutes left, 3D Learner, your phone number,
All right, well,
website?
go to 3dlearner.com and /success, and there's a free assessment that's on there. You can call us at 561-361-7495. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us we're getting there. I mean, we know that we've been around for 20 years, and I would love to be able to be I wish I'd known you sooner. We want to make sure that parents call us. Maybe we're right, maybe we're not,
Maybe
but
the
more than
timing's
ever.
right now.
That would
It's
be
always
awesome.
about the journey, and the timing is when it's supposed to be.
And we
And-
all, have this passion. There are kids like this that are, and I say
Oh my
suffering
gosh.
around the world. And for us to be able to try and help them, and, we know without the charities, we have, told you, we have a foundation.
Wish
to be able to help
wisely.
them.
We're going to help the kids.
Take advantage of the help being offered. I mean, we say this, 100 times a week. Do it.
That's what we do. We offer help. We
Homework.
offer hope. We say we love and resources. We will continue
Awesome.
to get your name out there. 3dlearner.com. Success. Your phone number again?
561-361-7495.
Oh my gosh, Mira, thank you so
Oh,
much.
thanks
Mark,
for having
thank
me.
you, Mira. Thank you. I love
We're
when
glad
people
to-
say, "Will I be able to talk for an hour?" We could go on for hours and hours.
We're happy to continue.
All right, everyone. Wow, lunch is done, Freddie.
Get your
That's
signed
it, we
copy.
done?
That is it. Have a wonderful, wishful Wednesday. Be safe. I actually saw sunshine out here in South Florida. We can maybe put the ark away.
Well, there is
the
a sun.
animals are safe.
There is a sun.
There is a sun. We will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Be kind to each other.
Don't be late.
Bye bye.